Hey guys, Marzigan here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we got a data download to prepare both versions of the game ready for part 2 of the global Dokkan campaign with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega. Now, Gogeta and Omega themselves are not in the data download, so I guess they obviously don't want that to be spoiled before the full reveal of the kits and everything, which makes sense. It is strange that they have done a small data download now with the banners and stuff. I guess some of the stuff will go live like just before the banners or a couple of hours before the banners, so I suppose that makes a little bit of sense, and then they can drop kind of like a last minute data download to actually put the characters in the game, which I imagine will probably be around the time of the part 2 live stream, because we got an update in the news today that now has its proper set like URL, so you can click on it, you can go to YouTube, you can see the scheduled stream. It's due to start tomorrow at 11 AM my time, so basically just over 24 hours for when this is going to be scheduled to begin. It's July 23rd, 11 AM. It's almost 9 AM on the 22nd when I'm recording this to go straight up. So yeah, this is definitely very interesting because that's a lot sooner than we thought. It's a weird time as well. It's weird how, like, the difference between part 1 and part 2, the part 1 reveal stream thing was at like 3 o'clock in the morning for me, and now the part 2 one's at like 11 o'clock, so much better for me. Let me know what time it is for you guys, but yeah, you can go to that link and see exactly where it is. So we got the data download. We're going to go through all the details here. Shout out to Proton as always for combining all this info into one handy spot. And yeah, let's just go ahead and have a look. So you can see the stuff that's in the files. We have the confirmed, Pan is the banner unit for Omega Shenron, which is interesting. Now we can see here, this is one of the big things that people have been talking about, the GDC intro movie, which we know we always get one of these countdown movies, but this shows a lot more animation that we haven't seen. So I will let this play out. Usually by the time we get the data download with this, we've seen like the stuff anyway, because like the details have already been posted on Twitter. But you can see we've got some Omega, what seems like super attack animations. This very much feels like Omega has a domain, which I think a lot of people were predicting. Looks pretty cool. And then of course we have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I like the fact that we got the you got the reaction of everybody there, which is a new little bit of animation we haven't seen. And then yeah, this is a little bit more from the looks of it. Like some of these angles, dude, are so good. This is like a little bit more of the animation that we hadn't quite seen yet for this crazy Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Dragon Fist. I mean, goddamn, it looks so good. It looks like the hands down best animation in the game, but yeah, can't wait for that. So we got the STR LR Nova Shenron, so that's dropping tomorrow at 2 PM my time. That's what, like, is it 6 AM PST, something like that? So if you're in the US, it's like quite early in the morning, which is a little bit of taste of the UK's medicine there, banners coming out at like 6 AM. But yeah, this is the Pan that should be the banner unit. This is essentially what tells us the release time of the banner. So this is 2 PM my time, because we're in daylight savings time at the moment, GMT +1. That means that the banners are dropping 3 hours after the stream. So we're literally going to have the stream that's going to reveal all the details. If it's anything like the part 1 and there's a lot of free talk and stuff like that, then it's going to be maybe like half an hour a presentation stream, and then literally like 2.5 hours later the banners are going to come out, which is kind of crazy. Like, we were expecting the banners to be on the 24th. I definitely wasn't expecting them to be at such a weird time as well. Dropping at 2 PM in the afternoon basically makes them like, what, like 14 to 16 hours earlier than we would have anticipated. But anyway, we have an STR Pan as the banner unit. We'll go over the details for Nova and Pan here because we have those as well. Then we've got, this is the Nova event stage. Now, seemingly from the description of the event, from like the little title card, there's only one phase, one stage, so it's not like a prime battle event or anything like that. You seemingly just get Nova already as an LR from completing missions. So he doesn't have an SSR or a TUR, he doesn't have awakening medals, you just get him as an LR, which is interesting. Then we have the final stage of the Daima story, Maximum Showdown. There's some assets for like the adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In the news update for upcoming current content, it even says about like reliving the climax of Daima. So we also have a new title screen, which looks pretty cool, with the Gogeta and Omega like having the momentary sort of clash. I can guess that will probably be available as a wallpaper at some point as well. Then there's new skill orbs, which will be part of either mission rewards or the training in the clouds currency, or the rewards for like the GDC special battle stages 3 and 4, all that kind of stuff. We got unique orbs for Nova Shenron, the LR ones, so that's good. Power absorption, power beyond Super Saiyan, Shadow Dragon Saga. So interestingly, is this a clue towards the leader skills for the two new units, right? Because we said in yesterday's video, like, power beyond Super Saiyan would be the absolute best case scenario for Gogeta. Like, him having that as a 220 lead would be absolutely insane. And then power absorption and Shadow Dragon Saga could easily be two of the two 170 leads for Omega, with the plus 30s being like Inhuman Deeds, or plus 50 now, Inhuman Deeds and GT bosses, maybe. Not really sure the best combination, but yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Power Absorption and Shadow Dragon Saga is definitely not like a crazy busted leader skill, but then I mean, Goku and Vegeta had an interesting combo of two leads as well. But yeah, this will be really interesting to see if this is actually like it's those skill orbs specifically, because those are the leader skills. Because if Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta really does lead Power Beyond Super Saiyan, that's going to be absolutely insane. Then we got the limited boosts info. So the AGL LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the STR LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta from the 4th year get 1,200% extra attack and 1,700% extra defense and have guaranteed crits. Then you've got the LR Super Baby 2, extra 400% attack, extra 900% defense and guaranteed crits. And then when he transforms into a giant ape, he has the 500% extra attack and guaranteed crit. So be looking forward to trying these guys out. Obviously with the Super Saiyan 4s being as old as they are, like, it seems like an insane number, but yeah, attack 1200% and defense 1700%. I mean, remember when they had their temporary buffs leading up to the anniversary, they were really good. I'm not sure if those buffs were the same or like smaller than these ones, because yeah, these guys should be pretty fun to use again. And then we just have some of the assets like the LR Nova Shenron, there's the adult Daima Goku, and like the King Ku from the end of Daima. There's also a preview of like what the new Omega Awakening medal looks like, and I guess this is the new Omega like SSR art. And then yeah, music in the home screen. So that's all it is, a kind of a small data download, but key important information: the release time of the banner. So 2 PM UK time tomorrow, so like 3 PM Central European, and like I say, I think that's around 6 AM Pacific, and then like 9 AM Eastern, something like that. So yeah, that's when the banners are going to come out. So if we take a look at the actual units themselves, Pan is a GT Heroes or Hybrid Saiyans lead for 130, which is a typical banner unit leader skill. Her super raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage. High chance to stun, raise allies defense 20% for 2 turns, that's pretty good. Base effects, attack and defense 200%, high chance to crit, 20% damage reduction, randomly change key spheres of a certain type, STR excluded to rainbow, GT heroes or youth allies key to attack and defense 40%. I guess the scary thing about Pan being the banner unit is that maybe Gogeta will actually just have GT heroes. Because unless she's on Shadow Dragon Saga... Okay, I guess she is. Yeah, she's on Shadow Dragon Saga, so like she could be on Omega's lead if he has Shadow Dragon's Saga as a lead, but she doesn't support him. So her having a GT Heroes or Youth support is kind of interesting. But remember, Champa seemingly wasn't designed to go on either of the Part 1 units teams either, so I don't know. When attacking with 12 or more key, 200% extra attack and defense and 20% extra damage reduction. So after attacking, she has 40% damage reduction. Relatively decent stats. Second or third attacker in the turn, GT Heroes or Youth allies, attack and defense 20% for 2 turns. So that means if she's in slot 2 or 3, she's giving them 60%, and 20% is for 2 turns. When all allies attacking in the same turn are GT heroes or youth, she has a scouter. Okay, that's interesting. When receiving a normal attack, extra 20% damage reduction. So that's interesting. I think she might be one of the few, like, or if only non-counter units that just has extra damage reduction against normal attacks, seemingly for no reason. Because normals are obviously the attacks that do the least damage, even if the enemy is a particularly tough boss. But she's going to have 60% damage reduction against normals after attacking. So that means that she's like a floating support that can actually comfortably tank like most normals, which is kind of cool. Starting from the second turn from her entry turn, she gets extra 200% attack and defense. Once only gets 200% extra attack and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a great chance to become a super when attacking. So on her second appearance, she gets an extra 200% permanently, and then a 200% attack boost with 2 extra attacks that could be supers. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like this idea because it's not like turn 1, a unit having a bunch of extra power in a lot of events doesn't really matter, because turn 1 is like the easiest part of the fight, right? The earliest phase. Whereas at least here it's going to be turn 2, or her turn 2. So it's going to be like turn 3 or 4, or, you know, depending which slot you put her in at the beginning. So that's kind of interesting. And then when there's a GT bosses or Shadow Dragon enemy, she gets guaranteed crits. So, I mean, seems pretty good as a banner unit, like just in a vacuum, but only supporting GT heroes or youth. Like, obviously she will support Gogeta, but potentially isn't going to be on his team unless he actually does have GT heroes as a leader skill, which is not the ideal scenario. And then we have the STR LR Nova, so he leads Shadow Dragons. Yeah, I mean, it's free to play, but his leader skill is 80%. Come on. Shadow Dragon Saga, his 12 key raises attack and defense by 44% for 1 turn, and then the 18 key raises attack and defense by 44% for 4 turns. And those do Colossal and Mega Colossal as we would expect. Base effects 4 key, attack and defense 144%. When there's another Shadow Dragon Saga ally in the same turn or enemy, then key 4, chance to crit 44%. When facing only one enemy or when all allies in the same turn are extreme, he gets another 4 key, 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance to become a super. And then when attacking with 14 or more key, attack and defense 244%, damage reduction 24%. When attacking with the active skill or when at 24 key, another 244% attack and chance to crit 44%. When receiving a Key Blast super, nullifies for 4 turns and then has a great chance to nullify from then on. So I mean, that's pretty good. Like in the Rose and Zamasu event, he's just going to guaranteed nullify their super for the first 2 turns. His active skill is the Burning Spin, massively raises attack temporarily, all woman damage to the enemy, and does an action break. So obviously action breaks the slot 1 attack. Can be activated when facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or less. So if we add up all these effects, so if you've got your Shadow Dragon Saga ally, and then when you're attacking with 24 key, both of those give 44%, so he's going to have 88% chance to crit if he gets to 24 key. He's just got the 24% damage reduction from having 14 key. He gets 244% defense when attacking, is quite a lot, but he only starts off with 144. He's going to get a decent bit of extra key as well if you have those parts of his passive active, so it shouldn't be too hard to get decent levels of key with him. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's the Pan and the Nova. You can see here, like, we've got the schedule. At the time of recording, we are 1 day and 5 hours away. So these guys, as I say, dropping at like 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, my time, which is kind of crazy. Now we do also have, if we take a look here, this is I brought up the link before, right? This is the post that they made for the video, which you can click on the link here to open up the page, and you can see in your own time in the top corner, it will tell you like when the stream is, right? So yeah, we're going to be stream at 11 AM tomorrow for the full reveals. Then the banners drop like 3 hours after that, which is kind of crazy. I mean, at least they should do, unless like there's no other reason for the pan to be dropping at that time. So yeah, very interesting stuff in the data download here. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you ready for the banner? What time is it dropping for you? I know it's early in the morning for a lot of the US guys, but let me know all your thoughts. Are you summoning? Are you going all in for Gogeta? Are you summoning for Omega? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.